Ladies and gentlemen, this is our first bout here at AFC. It's a catchweight contest, 71.5 kilograms, and is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds. In the red corner, representing the Lodge Spennymoor, please put your hands together for Ben Rippon. And his opponent faces him across the cage. In the blue corner from Balance MMA, let's hear it for Charlie Poole. Once again, this bout is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds. Your referee, Simon Staniski.
Of course, it is his debut here tonight. How will the nerves get to him? How will he get on? Charlie Poole has a lot more experience. It'll be a really interesting one to see. Charlie, of course, coming into this off the back of a show I commentated not too long ago, a split decision. It was a tough, gritty fight. I'm very, very interested to see how this plays out.
Yeah, very interesting to see how this one's going to pan out. Ben Rippon looking to pass the guard here, secure a nice early takedown.
Some absolutely fantastic shots as well, by the way. Ben Rippon there chokes on you with the Joker on the side of him. Cut above the eye there.
Definitely getting some extra style points. I'm not sure what exactly caused that cut to the eye.
One of those things it could potentially be an accidental clash of heads when the lad's tied in like this. It can't happen.
Charlie Poole looked like he was trying to work one butterfly hook there for a second, but instead going for a full closed guard, locking up the arms, maybe looking to isolate one of those. Ben Rippon being very patient though, taking his time, not overextending himself, trying to pass this guard or land some strikes, just happy to settle into the fight.
Yeah, it's very impressive to see. I mean, a lot of times in debuts, you can't see athletes get too excited, the adrenaline's there for them, and they do make little mistakes just because of the excitement. Ben Rippon seems very composed here. He's just working nice, systematic approach to it, and just trying to work his way through this. Ben Rippon clearly doesn't want to be where he is, doing a very good job of tying.
Although he has got his hands on the mat here, which is a little bit of a no-no. It does make it a little bit easier for you to isolate the arms. And you can see Charlie Poole has got an overhook on the right arm. He's attacking it. Yep, there we go. He isolated one of the arms. The triangle's on the wrong side, though. Ben Rippon re-establishes position.
Very nice from Poole there again. You just see there just how explosive he is, throwing that triangle up out of nothing.
Well, all he needed was that one moment where he noticed that he had an arm isolated and that, you know, Ben's hands were on the mat, took full advantage. Very smart. Ben looks to posture up, they'll separate back to their feet.
Nice pressure.
Head kick there and again from Ben Rippon. Nice Superman punch there, though, from Charlie Poole. Ben Rippon secures the double leg.
Absolutely lovely timing on that takedown as well there from Ben Rippon, just as Charlie Poole threw that shot, getting under those arms and getting that takedown.
I was speaking with teammate and co-main event fighter Jack Comby before doors open tonight, and he said that Ben is a quiet kid, but thinks he's really going to show up tonight with his wrestling, and that's exactly what he's done. 2 early takedowns.
10 seconds left here of the round, yeah, in what is a very busy night tonight for the Lodge, the Spennymoor Gym. Of course, Kai Holmes also featuring on the pro card.
Excellent first round there. Got to imagine that with those 2 takedowns, Ben Rippon might have earned himself that round. What do you think?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you with that, Trent. Yeah, 100% I think that's Ben Rippon's round. I'm very interested to see how this cut's going to hold up, but we can't quite see from our vantage point here. But I'm interested to see where this cut is and how it could potentially affect the next couple of rounds.
Exactly. Do you think that the corner of Charlie Poole at Balance MMA might be recommending he target that cut more so, or just stick to their game plan that they have so far?
I think you've got to. I think it'd be silly not to look to try and open up that cut. I mean, especially where it certainly appears to be just above the eye. If that blood starts running into the eye, it gives the referee every opportunity then to stop it.
I guess another interesting discussion to come out of that round would be, would you give that round a 10-9 or a 10-8? Because for me personally, I think it was quite clearly Ben Rippon's round. So it wasn't a close one. I think it was quite clear to see that it was his round. But I don't know. How would you score it?
I'd say 10-9. I don't think there's enough done there in the 10-8. I mean, Charlie Poole was working off his back when he was in them bad positions. It wasn't like he was being totally dominated. Yes, of course, Ben Rippon was in them dominant positions, but the work Charlie Poole was doing off his back, throwing up a triangle attempt, I don't think it was enough to be a 10-8 round, but I know judges are now looking more to be given them.
A lot more liberal with those 10-8 rounds these days, but we are here for the second round. Ben Rippon opening up with some nice right hands.
A lovely little feint before he threw that kick there at the head from Ben Rippon. Nice 1-2 down the middle. Ben Rippon certainly on the front foot here as well. He's not letting up with this pressure.
And as soon as Charlie Poole does try and pressure him, he's ducking under for that takedown. Again, another lovely entry there by Ben Rippon, pushing him up against the fence, looking to suck out the legs of Charlie Poole and potentially tie up those legs and get into a mount. Although Charlie Poole does have a figure 4 lock on here, potentially working a Kimura.
Good work from Ben Rippon to get out of that.
It was a nice scramble there from Ben Rippon. Gets top position, now he's past the guard into half guard. Let's see what he does with it.
This again is just what I was on about in that first round from Charlie Poole there. Just landing them little jabs in the body. Just doing enough work on the bottom to stop this being a totally dominant position for Ben Rippon.
Well, he did do a good job in the first round, I felt, of keeping the posture of Ben Rippon collapsed, meaning that he couldn't get off any of those big shots, as you say, but that's not going to win you the round just because you didn't take an obscene amount of damage. You still, you know, you need to win the round effectively.
Absolutely.
Doing a good job with that overhook, though. Trying to regain his guard, get the knee slid back across to his right-hand side.
I'm very impressed with just how composed Ben Rippon is here. Like I said before, on a debut, you see it time and time again where athletes get too excited. This is a very cool, calm and collected performance from the Lodge man.
Teammate Jack Comby couldn't have been more correct when he said that his wrestling was going to pay off for him. Certainly has been the standout feature of this bout. Goes in a full mount now.
Terrible position for Charlie Poole to find himself in.
Charlie Poole trying to throw his legs up, but he's got to show some more effective defense, and that's not going to be enough to stop these shots from raining down.
Some big shots here from Ben Rippon.
Ben's just got to get those legs out the way, and then he can continue to pound away. Charlie Poole's got to push on one of the legs so that he can regain the half guard. He's not going to be doing enough here.
The referee's taking a very close look at this now as well.
Absolutely.
Interesting escape there from Charlie Poole.
Anything necessary.
Ben Rippon finds himself now back in the guard of Charlie Poole. The last 10 seconds here of the second round, and certainly for me, has been another very dominating Ben Rippon round.
Definitely so. And again, it does spark that conversation of how do you score a round like that? Because I agree with you, there's not a lot of damage being done. But however, I do think it is a clear round to Ben Rippon. So if there was a fight where it was a hard to score round, you don't really know who quite won, you go, 10-9 this guy. In a fight where maybe there's not a lot of damage done, but he clearly won the round, I think the next step up from that is a 10-8, and I think that's what they're trying to encourage with referees moving forward, because you do have a whole 10-point scope, really, don't you, to score a fighter?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the judging criteria is there for all to see. We're very lucky in that regard in mixed martial arts where we have one judging scoring criteria. It's not like a boxing where you've got different corporations with different rule sets. It's very strict, it's very stringent. The judges more than capable of knowing and understanding this. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how that second round is scored.
Well, here we are. We're going into the third and final round of this amateur contest bout between Ben Rippon and Charlie Poole.
You wonder how fatigue's setting in for both men now as well, this third and final round. I mean, Ben Rippon, the first time in the cage, you've got to wonder, is that adrenaline starting to wear off a little bit? Both men though, yes, of course, breathing a little bit heavy, but still looking fresh.
Another Superman punch attempt there from Charlie Poole.
Lovely right hand there on the exit from Ben Rippon. That's twice now he's caught the kick of Charlie Poole.
Spinning back fist attempt there from Charlie Poole.
Exchanging kicks.
I would like to see Ben Rippon throwing these kicks behind his punches though. I mean, he's got lovely kicks, don't get me wrong, but perhaps throwing that right kick behind your right hand might be a little bit more of a sneakier way of getting that shot in, but nitpicking, of course.
I've been really, really impressed with Ben Rippon catching these kicks as well as has been coming in from Charlie Poole. That's 4 or 5 now he's caught, of course. This one leading to the takedown. Very similar to that second round.
He definitely seems to have the wrestling advantage, and that is very liberating when the striking is so close. Because it allows you to, as you say, take more risks. If you know that you're the better wrestler, you can catch your opponent's kicks, but maybe he's not necessarily quite as comfortable catching yours. That can make a big difference in his stand-up.
Of course, catching kicks is a risky game, because if you drop them hands too low and that kick comes too high.
Ben Rippon does a nice transition here, looking to get Mount, pushing down on the left knee of Charlie Poole, using good head pressure there as well. Oh, lovely bridge there from Charlie Poole. Very strong in that position.
Ben Rippon sprawling that takedown attempt from Poole and straight back into the guard.
Poole's got to work his back to the fence, start to wall walk.
Action right in front of us here. What a way to open AFC 26.
Absolutely, Ben Rippon looking very comfortable here. Just to hold this half guard right up against the fence. Oh, it looks like Charlie Poole's looking to invert now. Not too sure what he'd be going for. Perhaps just another very creative escape. Although he is looking, maybe trying to set up a Kimura on that left-hand side of Ben Rippon. He's certainly got wrist control.
Doing a nice job here, trying to get that right leg free.
Rippon doing a good job of shutting down the Kimura by stripping the grip with his knee. Very good awareness of all of the threats coming from Charlie Poole.
45 seconds to go here, and what's been a very, very good performance in Ben Rippon's debut.
Charlie's done a good job rather negating the offense of Ben Rippon, but not necessarily been able to get too much of his own offense up other than maybe that submission attempt in the first.
It's been very interesting defense. Obviously, we've seen a few unorthodox efforts from Charlie Poole, but they've worked.
Yeah. Well, even just keeping a strong overhook on that arm when he's been stuck in guard has been really good for negating the ground and pound from Ben Rippon.
It is.
But I think we're about to close out this round. Solid, dominant performance from Ben Rippon. What did you make of that?
Fantastic. Look, Charlie Poole looking very dejected there as he walks to his corner. I think he knows. Ben Rippon, very, very impressed with him. Nice to see here as well. Kai Holmes in his corner, of course, fighting later on tonight. Nice to see a bit of team support.
Absolutely. I would like to take the time to mention our sponsors for tonight at Almighty Fighting Championships 26. Sponsorite, Eric's Fightwear, DN4 Photography, Vulcanite, Fresh and Lean. Our media partners, MMA Reloaded, Combat Sports UK and MMA TV. What a spectacular opening fight to kick off this event here at AFC 26. Potentially a fight that's eligible for our Fight of the Night bonus. We're going to have 2 Finish of the Night bonuses tonight and a Fight of the Night bonuses. All bonuses will be £250 given to the fighters earning them.
It's absolutely great to see as well. I mean, these amateur lads, they train so hard to be rewarded with something like that for a Fight of the Night or a finish. I think that's fantastic.
Absolutely. President and promoter Ray Thompson always taking very good care of the fighters here. We're going to hand things over now to our announcer Wayne Groves for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Both our warriors. What a war we've just witnessed there. After 3 hard fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. And they've been scored 30-27, 30-27, and 30-26. Declaring your winner by unanimous decision in the red corner, Ben Rippon.
And Ben Rippon gets it, of course.
One of those rounds was a 10-8, but I would be curious which round was a 10-8 compared to the other ones, because I thought they were fairly all equally dominant.
Yeah, that was just what I was going to say. Yeah, that 30-26 obviously showing there that there was a 10-8 round. What a fantastic fight. We'll move on next now to 61 kilo bout. Matthew Day taking on Catalin Presida.